What's up, pups? How you guys doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So this is a video that has been requested by a couple of my female viewers. It's my daily makeup routine, what I do every day to look the way I do every single day. So here we go. I just showered, so I'm not actually going to use a toner wipe, but normally these are the 3 wipes that I work with. The Keep Me Clean wipes I'm okay with. I don't like the smell. It's cucumber and witch hazel. It's just not so great. The Garnier Refreshing Wipes, those are my favorite. I like the way that it makes my skin feel, and they smell really, really good. I just bought these Neutrogena Pink Grape Acne Prone Skin Wipes. I'm going to try them out since I have a lot of acne, so... Alright, let's get started. I normally start with my Neutrogena Pore Refining Toner. It just kind of makes my face not so blotchy, and I don't know. They say you're supposed to wipe upwards. I don't really know why. I kind of just wipe any which way, and it comes out the same. Then I move on to my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer for my foundation. It feels very silky. You don't need a lot, literally just a small dot, and wipe it all over your face. Then I move on after that to my Neutrogena Moisturizer. It's, I don't know, a moisturizer. There's not really any way to explain what it is other than it's, you know, it just makes your skin soft and stuff, and it's supposed to be good for you. So I use it. And this is... I'm done talking and the clip is still going. Alright. And we move on. So this is my Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I use it in Fair. I also use a plate because it's just easier. Put a little bit on the plate and I grab my foundation brush. And I just go ahead and dab it all over the plate and then I dab it onto my face. Sometimes if I'm lazy though, I will use my fingers. I don't really see a difference opposed to my fingers and the brush. But this brush is pretty cool. It is a specific type of foundation brush. It's supposed to make it look like an airbrush look, so I do like it, and I do notice a difference from other foundation brushes. So this one's pretty cool. Alright. Awkward. Look how nice it looks. It hides my acne really well, right? So then I move on to my erase paste, and pretty much this is concealer. I know I'm doing it backwards. A lot of people put concealer on and then foundation. I just prefer the way that it looks after my foundation's on. So that's why I do that. Yep, there I am. Alright, so then I move on, ow, I hurt myself, to the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. It's a very, very light foundation-y powder. I use it in the color Light Pale. I don't know why I'm dancing. It is clearly hard to open, but I use this powder just because I feel like it sets the foundation. I still feel naked when I just use a regular foundation and don't use a powder on top. The brush I'm using is a complexion brush by e.l.f. It's literally like $3 at Target. Pretty much the best brush ever. I really enjoy it. Cheaper brushes are not always horrible. Just FYI. Always make sure you get some on your neck too so the color blends. And that's that. Then I move on to my Mineral Veil, which is by Bare Minerals. Clearly I haven't moved on yet. Okay, now we're moving on. Mineral Veil by Bare Minerals. This is pretty much just a matte powder. I just use the MAC brush, the 129 brush, to apply it, and it just kind of sets everything that you already got on your face and makes it matte. I don't really like any type of shine on my face because it makes me feel like I have oily skin, so I use this setting powder to get rid of that sheen that I don't really enjoy very much. Then I move on to my bronzer. I have a couple different types I use. This is obviously the one I use the most. It's Smashbox bronzer. And I always put it on with a contour brush. This one unfortunately broke, but it still works fine, so I'm keeping it. And I always apply my bronzer in a 3 motion, which sounds kind of funny, but it's literally like making a 3 on the side of your face. From your temple bone to your jawbone to your cheekbone, I guess. And you make a 3 when you're applying it, and it just kind of contours your face in all the right places. I also make very funny faces when I do this, so just deal. See, I see a difference, but I don't know if you do. Regardless, we move on to the blush. This is a Bare Minerals blush in Celebration. I don't know if this is available to buy by itself since it came in a set. I'm just using a regular blush brush. This doesn't really have a brand on it. And I apply it similar to the way I apply the 3 motion, except for I'm only doing it on my cheek. But I still follow the same line that I did on the bronzer. And it kind of adds to it, comes out really nice looking, and I always blow on it to get rid of excess blush so I don't have a big spot. This is my brow box by Urban Decay, and I use it in a honey pot. It comes with this wax down here. I don't really use it. And then it has the colors, which are what I like. I prefer powder to pencil when I'm using for lining my brows, just because I feel like it looks a lot more natural than using a pencil. So, also, I know it's going to look funny while I'm doing this because I have my hair back, so all you really see is the blonde, and you're like, oh, that's a really dark eyebrow. I promise you it looks a lot better when my hair is down, since my hair is so dark. Well, you guys watch my videos, so you know. They don't really look weird all the time, I guess. This is my Anastasia Brow Gel. I use this to put my brows in place, as per se. This is what I use instead of the wax, pretty much, because I don't like the way the wax feels, and this still kind of lets your eyebrows breathe. I feel like it's the weirdest thing ever, but it makes sense in my head. So this is what I use. Then I move on to my prime pot. This is what I use before I put any type of shadow on. It just kind of enhances the color, and I notice that my eyeshadow stays on a lot longer throughout the day when I use it. I'm using an eyeshadow called After Party, and it's by Bare Minerals. It's just a very, very light brown, super shimmery. And I'm using another e.l.f. Eyeshadow brush, and again, it's like $3, and it's a pretty insanely awesome brush. And I always pat my eyeshadow in, so I don't really get any flyaway shadow. If I do get flyaway shadow, I use a thick, fat brush and very quickly brush the under part of my eye. That way I'm not smudging in any excess eyeshadow. Then I move on to eyeliner. This is a Estee Lauder pencil liner in Onyx. I usually use a pencil liner just to kind of give a roadmap, per se, for my liquid liner. So once I'm applying my liquid liner, I will follow the lines that I've drawn. Typically how I do my cat eye is I draw where I would like my cat eye first, and then here, using my Lorac Front of the Line Pro liner, which is a liquid liner pen, I fill in where I have already drawn with my pencil liner. And then it comes out pretty straight that way, and it's a lot quicker. So then I move on to my Eyebrow Glow pencil, and what this is it goes underneath of your eyebrows, and it kind of just adds definition to your brow bone and enhances your eyes, or at least that's what it says it does. I notice a difference, not sure if you guys can see a difference. I mean, there's it on, there's it not on, there's it on. I see a difference. And then for last, I put on my mascara. This is a Bare Minerals mascara. I use the volumizing side just because I prefer the thicker brushes. And I'm not actually going to make you watch me do that because it's weird. But anyway, so this is the finished look. So that's pretty much how I do my makeup every single day. It seems like it's a lot, but it's really not because it goes by pretty fast now. So yeah, I will see you guys in a couple of days with another video. Peace out, Trats!